Welcome to Geography 1200, People, Place, and the Environment. My name is Peter Bush, and this is a Module 2 video. So I want to start off this video actually talking about Module 1 and just how the class is doing so far. So overall, I'm pretty happy. Students are doing a good job. First, the assignments. Students did a pretty good job on the assignments. Be careful to make sure you read all the instructions and that you do a good job in answering your questions fully and completely. In terms of the discussion posts, the class did well in general again. There are still a few students that need to pay attention to the information about posts. So just to recap, each module you need to do 4 posts. The first post is for your response. Okay, so that's 1 post. Each module you need to do a total of 4. So that's 1 when you respond, and then you need to do 3 response posts to other students. So please get that first one done in the first week of the module. Each module is 2 weeks. So try to get the first one done in the first week so that other students have posts to look at and to comment on. Okay, so again, 4 posts. Make sure that you're substantial. So I wrote in the instructions that that's about 120 words. Okay, so it's important to not be 20 words or 50 words. You need to be at that length, because that then shows me that you've put some thought and depth and supported your arguments or expanded on your experience or whatever you're discussing. Okay, so it's okay to refer to textbook or other experiences that you've had. So try to be more substantial in your posts. Other than that, that's the first module went well. So back to Module 2. So again, each module in the course is 2 weeks. Starts on a Wednesday in most cases and then finishes on a Tuesday. So in this case, the module started January 18th, which was yesterday, Wednesday, and will finish on Tuesday, January 31st. So the 31st is the last day in which everything is due. Okay? So please make sure you have everything done by midnight on Tuesday, the 31st. Okay? So that's the module in terms of the time frame. The content is about plate tectonics, natural hazards, and non-renewable mineral resources. So kind of a fun and exciting one, very physical geography module. So in this you're going to learn about the Earth structure and plate tectonics and earthquakes and volcanoes and tsunamis, and a little bit about mining and mineral resources. Okay, so only one chapter to read this week, this module, and that's chapter 16. So a bit of a break on the module reading. Now, the module also includes, of course, an assignment. The assignment is to watch a film called Tsunami: The Wave That Shook the World. And of course, that's talking about the Boxing Day tsunami that happened in 2004. So that should be available for you to watch. Okay, so be sure to watch that video and then answer the question sheets. There's about 10 questions, each with some varying marks. Of course, I take those marks that you get on those questions, and then it all rounds out to a total of 6% of your grade. So watch the video, answer the sheets, submit your Word document for the sheets, the answers for the film. That's straightforward for an assignment. I don't think you can get much more straightforward than that. The discussion post, again, for Module 2 is very straightforward. You're going to discuss the pros and cons of mining. Should mining companies, so be careful that you're answering these 3 questions, or 2 questions, I guess. Discuss the pros and the cons of mining, so both the pros and the cons. And then discuss, should mining companies have to pay full cost of mining, the full cost of mining, including environmental and social costs of the mine. So this relates back to Module 1 when we talked about the 5 big environmental problems, and one was accounting or full or proper accounting or true costing of environmental problems. So including the cost, not just extraction of the resource, but the environmental damage or social damage associated with that. Okay, that's what you're going to answer. I encourage you to read the chapter in the textbook. You only have one before you answer the discussion post or respond to others in the class about that. Of course, this is very topical because Halifax is starting, if you didn't know, has some gold mines and has had gold mines in the past, just east of Halifax. And there's some discussion and debate about the environmental consequences of those mines. Okay, so Module 2, pretty straightforward. What do I have material-wise here? Well, we have the objectives, we have a PowerPoint presentation, and that's to frame the main topics of the textbook for you. There's the multimedia section, which has some information on earthquakes and tsunamis and other natural hazards. Okay, and then you have an assignment about who shook the world. Okay, sorry, the wave that shook the world. Okay, and I think that is available on YouTube. If I don't get that posted, it will be posted later on, but I think it's pretty straightforward on how to find it. Basically, Google on tsunami, the wave that shook the world. I will post that if it's not already. And that's it for this week, for this module again. Sorry, I think it's a week. It's 2 weeks. Okay, so to recap, Module 2, 1 chapter to read, discussion posts. Be sure you do 4. You have an assignment, which is watch the video and answer a bunch. There's well over 10 questions to answer, or at least 10 questions to answer. And then that's it, and prepare for the next week. So thanks again. Keep up the good work, and we'll talk to you on future YouTube video for Geography 1200, People, Place, and the Environment. I'm Peter Bush, and have a good night.